Blog Talk Radio.
My guest host Tamu. P, what's happening, T?
What's happening, T? I'm having a great day out here. Did your day go just as well?
My day going just as well. Ready to talk about some real stuff. Today's topic is how to live and maintain your life after jail cells and roll call. So I do know that a lot of people has done a little time or, spent a night in jail, however, that it went. Glad you're out. I'm glad you're able to listen to this here. And if they're playing this here in JP, NOPD, any other cell block, I'm glad that you're listening to this here because you need this here. Our guest host on here is Anthony Frog London. Really, really good brother. Changed his life around. The brother got his own YouTube channel. The brother got his own books. Well, he's still writing his own books. And the brother got it going on. So we're going to start talking about it because, we only got 30 minutes, so we're going to hop into it so the brother can tell you his story. So, but first, before we get started into anything, I'm going to hit y'all with another quote. You know how I do it. Poverty is not an accident. Like slavery and apartheid, it is man-made and can be removed by the actions of human beings. Nelson Mandela. All right?
Wow.
And now... yeah, and I'm going to hit y'all with a poem, like I always do, every Thursday, from my book, From My Thoughts to Your Thoughts. You guys can go on Amazon or Barnes & Noble and pay I think it's $12, $13 to pick up this book, From My Thoughts to Your Thoughts. But this poem here is out of my book. It's called Prison Talk. It's called A Practice of Punishment in Western Society. In early times, people used to ask, what are prisons? What is the purpose of one? What purpose should they serve? Who will they serve? And in what conditions should the prisoner be held in? Prison is hell on earth, especially when they had the silent system. Young men and women go to jail nowadays and yell, I'm not scared of no prison, or even call prison a home. A home. And when they walk into their cell, they yell and they tell their cellmate that this is my house. Speaking this terrible belly of the beast upon themselves, the lack of knowledge is darker than night, is what I tell my friends. That's what a lot of young folks face these days. We have to realize that some of the people that run this country are for themselves. It's built off of recycling people and taxes. And prison, my friend, is the way they want you to go. So you can be recycled and the taxpayer can pay for you. It's designed to keep you in a hole. No need to get mad and frown up. You just have to play the game. Focus, study, and work hard to beat the ones that are playing to win. You see, prison is a game. Legalized gangs. Once you are in, you are in. The system, that is. We rap songs that the youth sing about saying that jail is fun, but once you are in the inside, you'll see it's definitely not the place you can run. 3 meals, 1 iron bed, and concrete all around to rest your head. A few phone calls if you can get the chance. 1 hour to be outside. Inmates call it the yard. You shower, and then you have to be in bed by 10. Please, somebody help me and tell me what the fun is in that. The 1940s, 50s, and 60s went through hell to keep you ignorant Negroes from going to jail and being recycled, taxed, and then thrown away. If all of our ancestors who died for the struggle saw you doing this, I wonder what they would say. Prison talk. Peace. So that's what I'm gonna hit y'all with.
Wow.
So we gonna thank you. Thank you.
That was
I
deep,
appreciate it.
That's in the book, brother. That's in the book.
That's
Yeah,
in the
it's
book,
in the book.
man. That's
a good
that's
one,
in the
man.
book. Thank you. Thank
That
you.
was deep.
I appreciate that. So we're going to hop into it, ladies and gentlemen, because we got to get my partner Frog on. My sister Tam, I know she got some questions. So, Frog, I want you to, what are some of the problems African-American men, women, and children face, when they come home from prison? I mean, I know it's not a good environment. Negative vibrations, no jobs, no educations, no type of training, no place to go. You know what I mean? First of all, how did you grow up, my man? Tell the people. Let's start off by that. How did you grow up?
Wow. First of all, I would like to thank y'all for having me and allowing me to bless the mic with my presence.
You're welcome.
Man, I grew up in a single parent home. Just the same as you did around the corner. But I grew up in a single parent home for many years, but it really didn't go haywire until like crack came on the scene,
Yeah, we know how that went. What we used to call that torture.
Right.
So
torture. Yeah.
Remember that? So
yeah.
So when did you decide to start living in the streets, man? When did you say, you know what? How we used to say it back in the day, I done hopped off the porch. When did you start? When did you decide to start doing that?
Man, I decided in the summer of 1988 when I saw my first Gucci rag top, and I was standing on the corner with the same holy shoes I had on for almost 2-3 years. That my mom that went on the binge and couldn't get me the things she used to get me. So I went to, pondering in my old state of mind, being a product of my environment. I caught on to what everybody else was doing, and just the street just became my mother and my father.
How, when it became your mother and father, did you literally accept it with open arms? Was somebody there to show you the way? I mean, did you just you went out there head first? What was going on? What were you thinking?
Well, I will always say it's head first, but it's to a certain extent. We wouldn't call it head first then. We would say we were somewhat crashed out, like a crash dummy. But I had different individuals trying to pour into me the negative things that, at the time it was real negative, but you couldn't tell us it was negative thing because it was showing us how to get by another day and how to do for our little brothers and sisters that our mothers and grandmothers couldn't do on welfare, on supplemental pay they were subject to getting from Justin Parish.
Uh-huh.
So, it was a no-brainer then. Back then it was like a no-brainer. You gonna hustle or you gonna starve? Well, I'm a hustle.
Dang.
It wasn't no programs for us.
Right. You're right. You're right about that. So who was your big homie, man? Who did you look up to?
Wow.
That man.
It wasn't a lot of them. It was one particular dude, and I'm gonna hold the names to protect the innocent, but I'm gonna call him Money. That was my mentor in the game.
Okay.
That's the person I looked up to. That's the person I try to mimic. That's the person I try to get all my tricks and my trades to. And that was the closest person to me to a father at the time.
Okay. So you started in 88, right? So how old were you in 88?
I was 12 years old, man.
12 years old.
12
so
years
when
old.
you was what was your first jail stint? How long were you in jail? And what year?
My first time going to jail, it was in Revolve. I must have stayed in jail a week because I got caught with a gun, and they couldn't understand the process of the mind state a child must have to be caught with a gun of that magnitude. And the money I had on me, it was a telltale that I wasn't going down the right path. So they kept me in there for a week and put me on some kind of juvenile probation And then it was just setting me up to get the big juvenile stint, I guess. What they called it at the time was juvenile life.
Right.
So they just set me up to entrapment.
Entrapment. That's a good
Entrapment.
word for it.
Yeah.
Right.
What was your longest? Go ahead.
I was just saying, brother, can you tell us how old were you again? I just want people to understand that they're
Well,
trying.
when I really started, I was 12 years old. I must have went to jail. Ever going to jail was at 13. I got juvenile life at 14.
Thank you.
So juvenile life was. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Juvenile life.
Juvenile life was until you're 18. So, but what I done was I got out early because I worked the high school program that was set up in LTI at the time, and I passed all the college courses. So what they was gonna do was gonna sign me out to a halfway house in Baton Rouge so I could attend Southern University. But instead of going to the halfway house, I chose to go home and say I was gonna go to Southern in New Orleans. But that never happened, you know. Once I got back in the hood, it was the same old.
Same old thing, huh?
Same old thing.
What was the worst thing? Because you said juvenile. You ever did anything in your as an adult? Correct. You ever did some time as an adult? What was the longest thing you ever did as an adult?
You know, it's a revolving door. It starts at a juvenile, then it ends up as an adult. So when I finished my juvenile time, I probably ain't stay on the street 2 years and called a adult case. And then that started the cycle for the adult prisons, you know. DCI, Cottonport, I mean, man, I can hunt. I can go on and on. You know, I didn't visit. I done went down a walk or two.
What was the worst thing about being in jail?
The homosexuality, I think. That was the most craziest, scariest thing I ever saw in my life when I saw another man kiss a man. You know, at 19, I'm 19 years old. I'm young, you know. All the stories my uncles and the dudes on the block told me to be prepared because of my complexion. I'm high yellow, so you have to have this animal mindset. You know, no prisoners. You can't play soft. You can't act like yourself. You can't walk like yourself. I had to have this persona. So when I went there, it was just I had no understanding, but really it was setting me up to either get killed in jail or never come home. Because when I got to the penitentiary, it wasn't really like that. I mean, the homosexuals was there. The homosexuality was there. The men was, you know, it was there, but it was there. You had to be around it closer than what you had to be in a free world, but you didn't have to take part in that. And when I saw that, it was a relief to me. But when I saw a man kiss another man, that was the most scariest thing I ever saw at, you know, me becoming an adult at 19 years old. It was crazy, you know.
When did you realize that
interesting. I'm sorry, go ahead, brother.
No, that's okay. When did you realize that this wasn't the life for you?
Man, you know, it took some time because I was fooled. I was bamboozled. You know, I was tricked as far as my thinking because I felt obligated to keep it real with a lifestyle that wasn't keeping it real with me. You know, I was blessed in my time to come across a strong sister, and you know, at the time she was trying to open my eyes to certain things, certain family members I wasn't seeing because of my loyalty, not because she wasn't telling the truth or she was telling me something that wasn't right. She was telling me something that wasn't right. It was just too real for me to understand that I was being played so close to the left by people I thought loved me. So it was hard for my transition. It was real, real hard. It was hard for me to let go because I felt like I had to stay loyal to a lifestyle that was punishing me mentally and spiritually.
Hey, so okay, that's rough, man. So are you a family man now?
Oh man, I'm happy to say it. I'm happy to say it, man. Going on, me and my wife been together 14 years, man. And being April, God bless it. You know, and it's a beautiful thing.
That is a beautiful thing. So, you know what?
Yeah.
The question everybody want to know is, how did you make the transition from the cell blocks to a trusted family man, and how long did it really take you, man?
Oh, Lord. Man, I went through some trials and tribulations, my brother. I mean, you know, we running fast through the story. You know, that's why we write books and autobiographies. You know, so I'm doing the best that I can to give you, to sum it up in a small amount. But I went through a lot, man. I even went through, you know, Hurricane Katrina and all the ups and downs dealing with that. My mom being sick, being shot.
Right.
I passed away 3 times. I stayed in the hospital 4 months. I had 6 surgeries, 16 blood transfusions. You know, and even after all that, being in a wheelchair for a whole year, being subjected to walking with a walker for the rest of my life, it still didn't click then. After all that, you know, so I'm here to tell people, man, it don't happen overnight, man. You just got to keep praying. You know, you got to have praying people around you, because I feel like that's the only thing that brought me across the threshold of actually being able to make that 365% change I made.
Yeah.
I had to make it through just blood, sweat, and tears. Man, it wasn't easy. You know, I mean, I get emotional to think about it because it's hard. Because, you know, I mean, when I think back, I'll be like, man, wow. You know, it must be a God. God is good, because, you know, ain't no way in the world. You know, I mean, I didn't know too many brothers that didn't even go through half of that, and it's not here to talk about it. You know, they're not here no more, you know.
Right.
So, you know, it was a lot, man. And then it's not only that, just putting the people that love, you know, that love you through the same thing, because we got to think about, man, we selfish in that mind state. We don't understand that the women are coming to jail with us. They're being hurt with us. Whatever happened to us in the street is happening to them. Whatever that judge hand down, he handing down a sentence to them too, because they come in that visiting room every week, every month, you know, doing the same time you're doing. So, but in that mind frame, in that state of mind, we're not thinking like that, man. We're not thinking even close to that. We think we taking care, and we think we holding it down. We think we putting food on the table, man, and it's not even that complicated, yo.
Right. Man, and I know you got a long story to tell, because I know you're writing your book. Ooh. You know, what can the people, how can the people contact you? Because we only got 11 minutes left, man, and I know we're running through it really quick. It's only a 30-minute show, but believe it, it'll be a part 2, I guarantee it. How can the people contact you?
It's been amazing, man. Man, you can go to Mindset Therapy 504 at Gmail. You can hit me up on YouTube at Mindset Therapy 504 Real Talk TV. You can go on Facebook and hit me up at Mindset Therapy 504. Send me a friend request. You know, like my page. I mean, be looking for my book in the fall. This not the fall that's coming up. Beating the game, and I have stabbed, beaten, shot. I'm alive. I have a couple of irons in the fire, my brother, you know, and God blessing me to get them done. So, you know, in His time, you know, in His will, is getting done.
True. So you said Mind, MIND, Set, SET Therapy, right?
Therapy, yes, sir.
Mindset Therapy 504. Okay.
504.
Okay. Well, look, brother, we got to run. Me and Temu got to talk about this here. You can stay on the line, and if you want to, or you can go however you want to do it, brother. We thank you for your time, but you know we got to talk to the people. And
look, I didn't really get a chance to holler at the sister. So if she have any questions she want me to answer, man, you know, I'm more than welcome to, man. It's been a pleasure. I thank the both of y'all for having me on y'all show. And
you're welcome.
Man, we have some future things coming up, man. We're gonna turn it up.
Thank you, brother.
So hold up. Yeah.
I did have a question I wanted to ask you.
Go ahead. I just about to say I forgot my girl Tamu. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just listening because that's what, you know, I wanted to hear the story. My eldest brother in prison, He's been in prison since he was 16. They gave him life on his first offense. So when you say, that the wind be there with you, that's true. Because my mom was right there, and I ain't never seen her hurt like that. But you had mentioned so much powerful stuff. First, you was like there was no program for you when you was 12. And you said when you got in the game, you had a mentor. And then, and then you said you got your life on track. It had a lot to do with a sister and you being a family man and coming into that manhood. So as I was listening to you, I was really thinking, well, you said age 12, 13, and 14, and I know in our tradition, in our indigenous traditional way of life, you would have been initiated at that age.
Right.
And I just know that that's the age that all our brothers and some of our sisters, they be getting caught up in the ages that they would have been initiated in.
Yes.
Where you would have received a mentor who would have been mentoring you to tell you how to be a father and a husband. So I'm just like listening to everything you said, and to me it was like, dang, how do we stop this?
Check
and
this out.
I want to ask you, how do we stop this? Because your story it feels...
Just like we be programmed with certain things, we have to deprogram our brothers and sisters because we don't know how young they were when they first was introduced to whatever they was doing. See, that's what the people missing. They're taking them in these programs and they're trying to talk to them, reading, 4 or 5 books in 6 years and thinking they know they struggle, but they really don't know. The best therapy is the person that went through whatever this brother or sister have been through. And we have to figure out when did it start, what year started, what age they were. So, you could try to deprogram. It's just like the brothers and sisters coming from the army. Coming from Afghanistan. They're sending them and putting them right back into society, and they're losing their mind, killing each other because they're used to one way of life over that 6-7 months in straight killing, and come over here and try to, be a family man. It don't work out.
So
it don't pan out, man, and it's hard.
So that mental aspect, that's going to be key. Definitely, like how you said, having that person to go to, that mentor, big brother, big sister energy is going to be very key. So we can stop this revolving door. Because everything you said go back to family and our family structure, and how you was just saying with your, your mom was holding it down. So it's like, you're a testament to the fact that we know what we need to enlighten ourselves. And I appreciate you sharing your story because, it really emphasized the things that our young brothers don't get.
There will be a part 2. There will be a part 2.
No doubt. No doubt.
So for everybody who's listening, if you really want to know what the brother's about, email them, YouTube them, Facebook them, all that good stuff. And if you want to listen to some clips of some other brothers that's telling you the truth, YouTube Dr. Umar Johnson. Hey, Frog, I think you got your radio up too loud, man. You got to turn that down.
My radio?
Yeah. So, YouTube, Dr. Umar Johnson. Thank you, brother. Dr. Umar Johnson. The schools are prisons and the teachers are police officers. So basically, it's time to start homeschooling our children. Then you got to look. That's right. So then you got to look at the one of the ancestors that's still living with us, Dr. Yosef Ben God, I can't pronounce his last name. Dr. Yosef Ben Yosef. Look him up. The black man must wake up. Yes.
Dr. Ben for short, isn't it? Is it Dr. Ben for short?
Yeah, it's Dr. Ben for short. The title of this one here is The Black Man Must Wake Up. You must wake up. And if you want to read some books, if you're a book reader, you got to get the new Jim Crow. That's sitting in on my bookshelf right now. Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness by Michelle Alexander. and you got to get Our Prisons Obsolete by Angela Davis. That's our sister, one of the ancestors for the struggle with the Black Panthers. She's still here with us. She's still doing it. She's a professor at, I think, Berkeley, if I'm not mistaken. I may be mistaken. You got to teach. There's an African proverb says that you have to teach the kids early what we learned late. And that's real talk, man.
That's real talk.
You know, that's real talk. So, anything you want to say, Frog? Anything you want to say, T? We got 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. Bless y'all. And, you know, I can't wait till we do it again.
All right. T?
Man, I just think it was a powerful interview, and we need to focus on those ways to stop the cycle. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And T, what's our next show for next week? I know you got another brother about nutrition.
Well, he's not till March, brother. That won't be until March.
Till March. Okay.
The first Thursday of March, we're gonna have a raw foodist come out and speak about the benefits of eating raw food. Okay.
All right. Well, you know we still doing it. It don't stop. So I'm gonna hit y'all a quote from my guy, who I learned to admire and to respect before he passed. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Nelson Mandela, 1918-2013, a true soldier. I respect that brother to the fullest. That brother there, man. So, very much so. So, I know in our community that we still have a lot to learn, and we still have a lot to teach to the ones who do not know, and we're going to do this. So it's going to take a little while, you know what I mean? And Frog, you know, I appreciate you coming on the show. We really do appreciate it, man. Keep putting those lovely pictures, man, with you and your children on Facebook. I like looking at that. I'm going to thumb it up every single time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know. So
my lifeline.
I didn't hear you.
I said it's my lifeline.
Oh yeah. So how old are your kids anyway?
Well, my daughter,
what's their names?
she's
you
12.
Gotta talk to them. Yeah.
Well, I have Anthony, she's 12. I have Jermaine, he's 17. I have Antonis, he's 6. And I have Ranquel, she's 20.
Okay. And they still got their daddy.
Yes, that's a blessing, huh?
That's right, man. You
know.
On that one, Cap.
About in the cycle right there. Him right there.
Breaking of generational curses.
That's right, brother. You definitely are.
Break them down.
Break them down. And you know, we can go all day and talk about the old times, man, and how it was, you know, back there, you know, in the hood, you know, because we have vivid memories of it, and in all honesty, you know, I do miss it, but I'm glad I'm out of there. But I'm always giving back, you know. And I was just telling one of the young brothers that came up under us, you know, he was asking me, you know, for some help, and I told him, I said, just hold on a little bit longer. I'll be back to put jobs back in the neighborhood. Believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's going down, brother. It's going down. And I'm asking you to come along with me so we could do that. Right here,
I'm
right
already
now.
on the journey with you, man.
That's all I needed
I'm
to
there
hear.
with you. You know?
That's all I needed to hear. Checkmate. So before we go, I just want to say, please support black businesses and teach our children our history before slavery. We love y'all. We just want to say thanks again for tuning in. And you guys have a good night. Peace.